we live talking over it? Oh, okay. Hi, people. We'll be going to podcast in a minute.
Well, people already logged on?
Not yet.
Oh.
Because it's going to be in the video. I'll keep the timer so when you start, you're like, oh, wow, there's a countdown.
So that was just an experiment.
Yeah, we're experimenting. So we're not starting the podcast right.
That's what I'm saying. I think we're talking.
We're muted now. Yeah. So that'll be the... What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Do you tune into You don't do that. Well, either way, if you like what we're doing here, please like, subscribe, review, 5 stars, and help us get more listeners. Now on for the show. are live, coming to you live from the one back of the warehouse. But today, it is the most comfortable room in the warehouse due to a series of unfortunate HVAC problems. Downstairs, it is wintertime. Upstairs, it is summertime. And in the back here, it's kind of a little bit of both.
So
This is our springtime, you know.
you're saying it's an unfortunate event?
Yes.
We got 8 people watching right now.
Sorry,
Nice. Hi, all 8 of you.
Sorry to all 8 of you for that pun.
Yeah. So what we've had to do is, because in order, we have 2 furnaces. We have 2 thermostats in the warehouse. And on the shipping floor, because it's downstairs, and it's open air between upstairs and downstairs, everybody here knows this. I'm explaining for everybody who doesn't. Downstairs, we have to crank the heat to be able to get it, so we aren't like cruelly and unusually punishing.
Sure.
No, there's nothing to be punished for. It'd be, I guess, like, hey, you guys do great. Here's some cold. But so downstairs, it probably sits around 65. It's probably what it's sitting there
It's
right
comfortable down there.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But because of that, it's like 85 upstairs. And so we have to take the back thermostat for the upstairs and actually turn the air conditioning on when we get here to even out the upstairs, so it's not 85 up here. But this room doesn't get any of the heat. So this one only gets the air conditioning. Like, it kind of, it's a little more temperate back here. So this is the comfortable kind of, like, hoodie weather.
Literally the chill room, if you will.
It's super
It's
chill.
super chill.
It
Truly
is
the
super
chill room. I mean, so we operate the warehouse underneath as a sink. Got to get some hot, got to get some cold.
Sure.
And you're just right.
Yep.
Wash your hands,
We also need a sink.
everybody.
That
I would
bathroom-
love to have a toilet up here.
Yeah, me too. Hey, going downstairs to use the
Instead of a
restroom.
cup, oh man, I'm so tired of peeing on a cup.
I thought about just popping a hole on the outside here.
Yo, the guy that
We've
what's
got
his
that.
name? Steve from Metalworks. Literally said
Another
that to
company
me.
in the building.
Yeah, so goes to me. He says, "Yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of cups," and I was like, "Haha," but I feel like he was being serious.
Nah, he's serious. He's
Like,
serious.
he
There's dudes
legitimately
peeing in cups downstairs.
pisses
and we
in cups.
fucking know it.
Listen, I'm not going to judge anybody for answering when nature calls.
Yeah. You know, a good reason to pee in a cup? Long video game sesh. You just don't want to get up. You don't have time. Which segues brilliantly into the PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Yes.
The biggest
The big boy.
PlayStation.
It is the heftiest,
That's stupid.
most rotund gaming console I've ever seen in my life, but it looks pretty good. It's kind of
Well,
sexy.
listen, in defense of the PlayStation, because I am on Team PlayStation
Yeah,
always.
me too. Yeah.
The new Xbox is pretty big too.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
It's just a
I
big.
just don't pay attention to it.
It's a big tall big tall cube. Think of a tall cube, tall rectangular
So
cube.
PC.
It looks like
Okay.
a PC tower to me,
Okay.
and like about as big, and that makes sense when you think like, oh, they have the same tech as computers do.
I
And
mean, sort of.
gaming and like GPUs are big now. Those, especially the new ones, the beefy ones.
Beefy boys. Yeah. Are you gonna get one?
PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have, yes.
you know who's not going to get one? This guy.
True story. Yeah. I'm probably gonna get one eventually, so I can set it up in my basement and never play it.
So you can look at it.
It looks good.
Listen, you could just buy like a really big Wi-Fi router.
A really big team.
I have one of those too. I have the portal. It's fucking.
They look kind of similar.
Yeah.
You paint it white.
You put them next to each other. Well, the portal's already white,
See?
so you put them next to each other. They look like they're from the same like spaceship galaxy.
Okay.
But not. This thing does have a little bit of a spaceshipy quality to it, where they're sort of all of I feel like the PlayStation 4, especially the PlayStation 4 Pro, kind of just looks like a government building from the future.
Well, yeah, they went from two rectangles
To 3.
to 3 That's how you know it's more powerful, because there's that third rectangle right there. It's like a sandwich.
Do you remember the PlayStation 2? You could turn the PlayStation logo.
Yeah, because you could turn.
Oh yeah, because I thought that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so innovative. Because I look at stuff like that and it bothers the fuck out of me. Because we have the Wi-Fi router, the portal.
Yeah.
And the only way to put the little holes for mounts, you put the screw in and then it goes locks down. You know the things they put on there. They put it where you have to fucking put the thing upside down.
Yeah, so it
it
says
says
portal
portal
upside
upside down.
Yeah.
The fact that PlayStation did that when I was a little kid really helped me. Because I'd be like, oh man, this feels good. Because
Well, yeah, 'cause
aesthetics
you-
are important.
You got it. Yeah, if it's vertical, you want it to be vertical and horizontal. I was always a horizontal guy.
Me too. Yeah. And that's actually the thing I don't like about the new one. You can go horizontal with it, but it requires a stand to go horizontal.
That's true.
I think that's kind of why don't you just make the bottom flat?
'Cause design.
Okay.
Are you tapping your body because you voted?
Yes.
We've all voted in here.
Technically, mine's probably not there yet. Mine is mailed.
That counts.
But I've done my
once
I've done
it's
my
postmarked.
Yeah.
Once it's this is the thing. Obviously, you should care about whether or not it makes it through the mail.
Right.
But I don't know.
10 blocks.
I'm pretty confident
take,
in the postal service. I know it's gonna make it. So like, once that shit's postmarked, it's like my rent.
Yeah,
out of my hands.
It's out of my hands.
Out of my hands.
Yeah, I wish some of our customers would.
Sorry, landlord. Yeah, I don't know. I mailed my check. You haven't gotten it? Oh, shucks.
I don't. Yeah, that's still a weird one. Like writing a check. I still have like a checkbook from Bank of America that I'm on like check 261, and people are like, "Are you like a criminal or something? You just got out of prison? Like your check number?" I'm like, I don't write checks for anything except for you. Like why would I? That's.
I finally went through my checkbooks from high school.
Wow.
God.
Whoa.
See, I've also gone through enough banks. I've had so when I moved to Kansas City, I switched from my credit union back home and switched to Bank of America or whatever. But
I have old checks though, so like that counts. That tracks.
I just don't understand how in 2020 checks are still a thing.
I don't.
Like what landlord is like?
People
why
that
can't-
use
why
fax
can't-
machines.
Yeah,
period.
exactly. Why can't I Venmo you, Chuck?
Why
You
the
know?
fuck do you need checks? I mean, checks only make sense for like the bank or like today. The post office came by and they're like, we can't give you this return package because you owe $3.80.
Yeah, but
like,
if it was anybody else, they would
to
send you
write
an
a
invoice.
fucking check?
Right.
Are you serious?
But if it was anybody else, they'd send you an invoice and you just like run your card online. Like FedEx, when they send us bills, they don't send us fucking demanding a check or money order. That seems a little overkill.
I feel like it would make sense though. I don't know. I like the idea of a check in that like it's a pretty easy way to think about transferring pretend money. If you're not
it's all pretend
technologically
money.
literate.
I know you think it's pretend money, but if somebody took all your pretend money, you'd be pretty pretend bummed.
No, I'd be for real bummed.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Oh, God.
But-
We got to be best behavior. My wife's listening.
Oh no.
Oh, no. We
Poo
can't talk
poo
about
pee pee. Poo poo
we
pee
can't
pee.
talk about, I don't know, stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, with that said,
right now we're talking
Alex
about
Miller
PlayStations.
asked, what size plugs are you guys?
Well, I think
I'm size negative.
Yeah, he has no. We do not discriminate against people who do not have plugs.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people complain about that.
Yeah.
So it's be like, why you guys don't have people with plugs? It's like, well, that's like you saying we can't give you can't get a job at Subway because you have plugs in
Like
your ears.
Joe does marketing and design and management. None of those have a body jewelry prerequisite. Though he does have a Papa Roach tattoo, so
Hey,
That counts.
Alex
it was-
Miller
yeah.
only has 10 millimeters.
I'm at 10. I'm at 10. Maybe I haven't worn mine in a long time.
I'm at 22
The Angry
millimeters.
Buddha is 22 millimeters.
Cool.
And someone's eating tacos, the Rogue 12.
Hell yeah.
Is somebody calling me the Angry Buddha or somebody else?
No, someone's called the Angry Buddha official.
All right. Because I'm at
And-
22 as well, so 22 life.
22 millimeter here, Alex. So I'm
Wow, holy shit.
assuming
It's like one of our
the
least
Angry
popular.
Buddha is named Alex. Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, least popular size.
We have a lot of new plugs in 22 millimeter because we've been trying to carry it all. Even
Yeah.
14 and
I got
18
yeah.
and 24 and all those weird sizes. We got you.
We got them. Biggest I ever got to was
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
20 mil.
Plug your holes.
I got up to 26, and I fucked up the back of my ear, like where the ear connects to the neck. It got really sore, so I just took them out. I just kind of left them out for 6 months, and then kind of came back in at maybe 16 mil, and just I got up to 22, and I don't really care how big my ears are. I like having the jewelry, but the difference between 22 and 26, it's whatever. So
I either stay at 10 mil, or I would probably stretch back up to 20.
yeah, the one thing I will say I like about 22, assuming we have everything I want, we made it in that sense, is that I never feel bad stealing any of them because I know that they're one of the slower selling sizes. So I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. These will run out real slow. So.
Are you sure are you sure it's not that you don't feel bad because you're stealing from yourself?
Is it though? I mean, I guess sure.
It's a future.
I can't steal from myself. I guess I would be stealing from a customer's future purchase.
It's future you problem.
Right, 0, 00, half inch, 5/8, 4 most popular sizes. If I were to take one of those, I would feel like I'm taking from something that's going to sell in the next week.
Sure.
22, I'm like, these might be here for a while. I don't feel so bad.
You might be able to stretch it into the next order.
Right, exactly. Speaking of which, we just got the largest order. So we don't talk about plug your holes very often here, but it's random because we just happened to get the largest order ever for plug your holes, and it takes up I think it weighs like 600 pounds.
It's the biggest. It's crazy. It's nice to see that.
Yeah, it's not the only one this week either. So we have one huge order and a couple
and you know what?
Orders.
To celebrate that right now, we're gonna give you guys $10 for the next 5 people.
Okay, you're gonna create a code right now.
I created the code. It's
right,
hell yeah, boy, and I'm
yeah,
gonna
boy.
post it in the comments.
Is it BOI or BOY?
BOI.
Okay.
HELLYEAH
Yeah. You can only use it.
BOY.
There's only the next 5 people can use it,
All right.
and you get $10 off anything.
My
Anything.
longest,
So
my
you literally
longest
could just
hell
be like,
yeah boy ever.
There's $10 ear skins or something. You just buy it. It's yours.
All
for
right. So
free.
there you go.
That's what you get for tuning in live.
Every time we're gonna do that every day. Every day? No.
Sure. Every time.
Every time
If you
on
want
the
code,
podcast, we'll just
Tuesdays,
throw it up.
live. There you go.
Hey, for those listening after the fact, now's your chance
Now
to
you
know.
chance. You can
gotta
try
tune
that
in
code.
live.
Maybe
There you
maybe
go.
only 3 people used it, and you're listening and you're like, nah. And it's like 3 years from now, maybe that one person.
You never
There's
know.
one
If
chance
somebody
left.
didn't, if the 5th person never pulled the trigger.
Never pulled the trigger, and it's still active. I'm not gonna get rid of it.
Sure. I find that highly unlikely, being that like we've had like 6,000 orders this month, but somebody's out there retailing me not for these damn codes.
You know what? I'm gonna up it to 8 because that's how many people are watching right now.
All right.
There we go. Number of
Honey
times
coupon.
giving it out.
Speaking of, well, okay, so the order took a really long time to get here. It took way longer than normal because of a lot of this COVID stuff has really slowed down a lot of the moving stuff. Directly behind that big order is my new MacBook, which is also currently stuck and has been for 5 days. So, getting things from the other side of the planet appears to be hard.
It's stuck in my car.
Tracking says Narita, Japan. So take that.
Big in Japan.
Big in Japan. Huge.
Huge in Japan. So you got the new. Tell me about this. I haven't paid attention to new Macs.
I don't ever pay attention until I'm about to buy one. Until my computer starts being a problem.
Okay.
Like, I'm not like somebody who's like, ooh, new MacBook has retinal detection. I better get it.
Right.
Don't care. Not that guy.
I don't want. First of all, what?
No,
Scan
it doesn't. It
okay.
doesn't. And it actually brings up kind of a weird thing. I got LASIK like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I asked the doctor, and a bunch of other people there, if you get LASIK, does it like fuck with like if you have a retinal scanner because it's reshaping your retina?
Sure.
Would it fuck with it? Not one person knew the answer. I'm like, I just gave you guys like a lot of money. I at least lie to me because like now I'm starting to like this is a little suspect. You're an eye doctor. You're a laser eye doctor. You're an expert in the field, and you don't know if it changes. Not one time somebody's like been like, yeah, I can't get in my office anymore.
Hold on. Who has retinal scanning that?
I bet you some of the jobs down at CERN probably do. CERN.
Why wouldn't they do the I feel like
Biometric?
fingerprint or biometric is like way more futuristic.
I don't know.
And 2,
futuristic would be like if they drew blood. They're like, you're definitely Cameron.
yeah. Also, think about it like this. Talk about I recently rewatched Blade Runner 2049.
Nice.
You want the hand because it's probably harder
But in the
to
COVID,
take your hand off
but in the
than
COVID
to
era-
pluck your eye out
No,
and
man.
then steal your identity.
in the COVID era, you can't be touching shit.
That's true.
So we got to get that eye scan, man. What
Damn.
other way are we gonna?
Have
do
you
it?
seen those weird things they have at Home Depot now that you could do that it's this like hook you could put on the door that's like an arm pull?
No,
They
but
used to have the foot one.
yeah, the foot ones are
The
awesome
foot
because
ones are
doctors
cool,
have the foot ones.
But
Those
the
are
one
sick.
with the arm is so silly.
That's
It's
too
like-
much.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna put your whole body. It's like, well, there's more. What if?
How about we
people
just
are
get
coughing
double-
into their arm?
How would you get double swingy doors? Treat it like the kitchen at a restaurant. You know what I mean?
Ah, the old west.
What? Sure.
Come on into the saloon. Saloon doors on everything.
Yeah.
That'd be
Wait,
kinda
your Home
cool.
Depot doesn't have the automatic doors?
No.
No,
Like they
for sale.
sell them.
Oh.
There's like a whole
okay.
display. I was in there yesterday. And I
Did
was like,
anybody we know buy that 12-foot skeleton?
No. I
Which-
wanted
what-
one.
wait,
Yo.
What?
I am mad at Home Depot.
We have like 30-foot ceilings here. Why did somebody not buy the 12-foot skeleton?
I went to go buy
fuck,
it.
guys?
I wanted
300
it for my house and I wanted it for the office.
Yeah.
I went to go buy them and they got rid of all the Halloween stuff last weekend.
No.
The
So they're
weekend
just
prior
back
to
in-
this weekend.
It's back in a warehouse somewhere. They
Yeah.
didn't sell it.
They were just gone.
I don't know
Home
what to tell
Depot's
you.
effing up.
What's in its place?
No, Christmas shit.
What?
This giant. I went to Costco yesterday and they had a giant, big snowman. I think I'm gonna go pull the trigger today on it because it's only $100.
I don't think we
it's
have
like
enough.
the
Are you
size
doing
of
it for
me.
your? You doing it for
Yeah,
your,
in front of my
your
house.
yard?
My house is small, so the idea of having this giant snowman on the front lawn,
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do this. So we bought a little one. We did this early because like at Target, everything's been selling out. Like I wanted to buy this cute little like Grim Reaper thing in August. or September, and they didn't have it yet, and they still never had it. So I ordered it and whatever. I got it. I'm not letting that happen for Christmas.
Okay.
It's my first time having a house. I want stupid Christmas stuff, so I already got my little snowman, but I want a big one.
Where's the little one going?
It's gonna go in the same spot. So I'm gonna have this, and I have a blow up Yoda a friend gave me.
Okay.
My house is gonna be
You mean that house?
perfect. Yeah.
I
want to be the Christmas house.
Hell yeah.
I this is my first. So I also moved right about the same time, a little bit before you.
You hear that, Casey? Christmas house.
This is my first time, maybe being in a neighborhood that goes a little.
Dude, I'm
that's into
stoked
it?
to go to your
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Oh yeah. Like okay. So I've only had one holiday in this new house, and that was the 4th of July. And at 4th of July was a little wild everywhere this year, just because nobody could go out and watch. So everybody had like a pro grade display, but there was a dude across the street and like 3 houses over, and they're like they're definitely like the parents are definitely like first generation American, or I'm sorry, they were born wherever they're from. I believe they're Kurdish, and they are like America, fuck yeah, and they easily spent $6,000 in fireworks.
Sick.
It was awesome. It was definitely like
fucking cool.
Totally worth it to not leave my driveway to be able to see this like awesome display. But Halloween, people started setting up their decorations. Old Eric next door, he's going off. He's
making it happen.
Halloween setup. I thought I was cool with like a little ghost statue and my lights are all orange, but nah.
So
He's got like a banshee hanging from a tree with a strobe light on it at night that says shit when you walk by. Yeah, he's.
I saw a not a commercial, like a news report somewhere on the East Coast. Someone decorated their house for Halloween, and they made it look like their house was on fire. And it was so realistic that the fire department got called.
Nice.
And personally, like, I get it. It's a headache. That sucks. But also,
your
that's
special
pretty sick.
Your special effects department is on point.
That's tight.
No, I'm not going to answer your phone call spam risk. I've been getting a lot more spam
dude,
risk
Oh my
calls.
God.
Yesterday I went to the bathroom, 3 in a row. I'm like get the hint, man. Stop trying to call me.
Like, I've answered, and I've like even done ones where I'm like, you hope it's a real person so you can be like, unsubscribe, take me off this list, but it's just, wow, you've won a cruise or whatever,
Right.
Oh my God.
We're calling about your car's extended warranty.
Mm-hmm.
You name them, I get them.
The IRS.
The IRS
We are
ones.
coming to arrest you for the money
Yeah,
you owe
yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't give $9,970.
Don't you get like Chinese T-Mobile?
And then they also get Chinese being like, "This is T-Mobile's China," and then it says that, and then it goes
And then
into
it's Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah?
don't know about that.
Mandarin or Cantonese?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either.
You know,
I can tell the difference if I hear him, but
Oh, I'm saying I
I'm
lived
not
in
gonna-
Thailand.
that's what I'm getting at. Experience does make.
It helps.
Yeah, it does help. I can definitely. I know why I can tell the difference, but to replicate the sounds that I hear would be
Yeah, I would not do. Yeah.
very, very inappropriate.
In this economy? No way.
Yeah, right?
In this economy? So back to Halloween, though, because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Mostly for you, Sam, since you have a kid.
Yeah, I do.
have a good luck on getting your tattoo, Alex Miller.
Best of luck.
I have to
Best
sign
of luck,
off.
Alex Miller.
Male or female?
Miller. I don't know.
See, it's one of those names.
Or
It's just
non-binary.
yeah.
Anyway,
I
Halloween.
definitely have a non-binary name.
I got to know
Short form.
what the plan is.
What do you mean?
Like, I've seen all types of. I've seen like a bunch of kids. Kids are having a rough go. They don't get to do anything fun. Basically, I've heard that there are going to be some people individually wrapping candy like in plastic bags,
So okay, this actually So I think I know where you're going.
and then
with this.
setting a bowl out.
And then
Right.
some people doing the shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
potato gun,
No.
shirt cannon.
No, you'll get HOA is gonna be real pissed about that one. So we have a plan. I'll tell you my plan, and I'll tell you a plan. There's a part of my plan that actually involves me asking Joe a question. So this is perfect.
Perfect.
So we're not gonna be at our house. So
Okay.
I'm gonna deactivate my doorbell so my dogs don't freak out.
Okay.
Sure.
And then we're gonna go next door because that's where Atlee's friend lives, and we're gonna
Okay.
hang out with her parents. We're kind of like in our own.
Potting.
We're a circle as as a group of people goes. So we all kind of don't hang out with a bunch of other people. So we might as well hang out together. And Atlee, though she's never seen Adventure Time, has insisted on being Marceline for 7 months.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
So she's gonna be Marceline. I have no idea what my wife's gonna be. I'm thinking about going as a dual costume, starting as sideline COVID Andy Reid
Okay.
with the face shield mustache, red poncho.
Easy.
But I'm gonna get hot inside.
True.
Take it off. Transition into draft day Andy Reid, where he had the Hawaiian shirt on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
So maybe, I don't know. There's like when you're a big guy, there's like 6 costumes that just immediately come to your head. Is like, okay, my wife and I could go as Chris Farley and David Spade.
Classic.
I could be any large character from any show. I could be John Candy. She could be Steve Martin.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of things you could go here.
So you don't
That might
match,
be lost in
but
some
you don't
people.
match with the kid. You're not going to be like Ice King
See,
or
I
something.
thought about going as maybe Lumpy Space Princess or Jake the Dog, but
You could
be
you could Ice
tight.
King. Paint yourself blue.
yeah. I
And
mean,
then you could be like, you could be
I
like,
can't. That's the same voice
Mean?
as SpongeBob.
What?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, it's the same voice as SpongeBob, but I can't make that voice. It might-
Tom something or other.
I didn't.
Yeah, I
know.
don't remember his name. Yeah.
Huh.
But what I was going to say though is to elaborate on that further, we're not doing trick or treating,
Okay.
though we live in probably a great neighborhood to trick or treat.
You live in a big candy bar neighborhood.
I would assume so.
Hell yeah.
Like I think I've said this on the podcast before. There's sort of like a transitioning. Like I live in the like most not like me neighborhood you could probably, but we live there for school and things of that nature. And,
Right.
But I've lived in cities my whole life, and this is the first time I've kind of been in like suburbia. But in addition to being like our side of this neighborhood is a lot of younger families. Most of the kids are like 12 and under, and then on the other side of the neighborhood, it's like the smaller houses, and they're all retirees.
Nice.
And so if you went over there, it's like king size Snickers all day.
Or I don't know. I've met a lot of. So I grew up on a block of like mostly older folk.
Mm-hmm.
Similar, actually. It's like either young kids, younger-ish families, and then old people. Man, in my block, it was. You'd be lucky if you got like a normal candy bar.
Really?
It was always fun sized.
See, I don't. Yeah,
Fun
who knows?
sized everything.
Yeah, I never got a full set. I mean, there was.
Oh no, I would go. There are neighborhoods.
There
Was
you go to
two.
Ward Parkway
There was
for that
two
shit.
block. No, even just 2 blocks from where I
Okay,
lived.
okay.
We the kids knew.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 3 houses on this block. They're gonna give the big joints.
See, I could definitely see my neighborhood, all of it, doing big candy bars because we're not a neighborhood you would know where it's at if you didn't.
It's not a. Is it a cul-de-sac?
Well, I mean, there are cul-de-sacs within our neighborhood, but it's like it's off. It's kind of off the beaten path enough that like unless you live in one of our adjacent neighborhoods, you don't know my neighborhood.
It's like okay, so it's like full suburbia.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Got it.
Even though I'm technically in Kansas City still.
Yeah,
I'm like
but-
the very northern edge of
Right.
Kansas City, and whereas like Ward Parkway, everybody knows you're getting good candy in Ward Parkway, so everybody's gonna head down.
Because if you don't, then you're a bum.
Right. Yeah.
Like
the amount
straight
of
up.
the amount of people like the amount of like we've done the Ward Parkway thing in the past, mostly because our last house, our neighborhood just really didn't have a good sidewalk, and so we're like it was so we're just like yeah fuck it, let's just go up to Ward Parkway, and you instantly can tell that there are way more kids out here than live in this neighborhood.
Always. Yeah.
So, and a lot of people who probably live in the neighborhood probably go somewhere else. They're like, we just don't want to partake because a lot of the houses were like totally like blacked out or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think my neighborhood will do well. We talked about it. So if there's trick or treating, it will like literally just be the block. You know what I mean? 12 houses, something.
Right.
Like that. But we're just gonna do like a piñata or something like that. But the question I was gonna ask for Joe.
Okay.
So Joe has this automated Wi-Fi camera treat dispenser for his dogs.
Yes, I do.
I wanted to start observing my dogs being bad in the basement when I'm gone.
Sure.
And figure out which one I need to murder when I get home.
Right.
That was a joke. I don't really want to murder.
Parody.
Dogs. Just want to smack them around a little bit. And I decided not to set it up and got like a standalone camera instead. Even though I bought it, I decided not to set it up because I have one little dog, 2 huge dogs.
Yes.
Little dog is going to fight hard for treats.
Mm-hmm.
Big dogs, one just won't care. The other will just break his neck. Or they'll just break the machine and steal all the treats.
So I've heard that many times.
Yeah, none of the dogs are. The little one is the only one who has any sense of violence. Like he tries to like beat up the big ones, but when food's involved, it might get a little weird.
Sure.
And so I was wondering, how big of candy could I fit in that? Was kind of what the whole point.
Because you want to.
I couldn't do anything individually wrapped.
Yeah, you couldn't do any. I actually have, even though I have small dogs, I have to break down the food.
Oh, really?
To fit in there. Yeah, it's like it needs to be really small.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be cool.
Well, check out Facebook Marketplace because I'm going to be selling that.
Hey, put a Plug Boy sticker on it.
There you go.
Like,
yeah.
Plug Your Holes official treat dispenser.
Yeah.
Or to dispense plugs if you're like, I guess maybe 0 gauge.
Whoa.
Whoa. But they just go. It goes everywhere.
They shoot because they shoot to make the animal like go look.
Even though there's
a
bowl, it doesn't stay in the bowl.
No, it just goes. It just kind of just like confettis it everywhere.
All right. Well, that's
kind of funny because like Milo would like go run around looking for it, and I'd be like, I didn't expect him to do that. But
I'll be the house on the block that like puts out the super lame shit. And, like, here's a pack of dental floss. You know.
Oh no.
Here's some scope.
That's some hate. That is as I was raised to say. That's some hater shit.
Yeah. I'm not going to put full candy bars in a bowl in front of my house when I'm not there. But I want to leave something. I want to make it's my first year in the neighborhood. You know?
Yeah, I was really
back next year, everybody.
I was really pulling for this year to be the year where I could be the cool house on the block with the big candy bars.
Right.
Alas,
we're giving out propaganda packs because we made little packs that have.
That was a hard segue.
Skittles.
You're saying we're giving away candy?
Yeah, Starbursts. I'm giving in my house.
Oh,
for Halloween. I'm giving away a propaganda.
Are you giving away Plug Your Holes promotional materials to children?
No.
Okay.
I'm giving 2 pieces of candy, a little cool skull racer.
Does it say vote Biden inside?
Where are they? A Milo sticker.
Nice.
And then a Mess Now Party Later sticker.
Okay.
So I feel like we're just telling people, like little kids, and I feel like there's gonna be some parents being like, Dad, why are you giving this to my kids?
You live in a pretty progressive neighborhood, okay?
Yeah, but still, it's gonna happen. We have some crazy people. You know?
The parents are going to be like, where'd you get that stick? Whose dog is that?
Yeah. Like, did you steal that?
Whose dog is that?
God damn it.
We have like the most conservative, like probably the only conservative guy that wears dreads in all of America. In my neighborhood.
I don't know about that. I know one, and you know the same one. And yeah, you do.
Who?
He
lives in New York?
No, he lives in Maryland.
Oh.
And you do know him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Don't worry, guys. I'm just
I
as
got
lost
confused.
as you.
I was like,
he has a funny way of spelling his name, and he has a French last name.
Oh, that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marcel Duchamp.
Yeah,
Exactly.
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 But anyway, we got a strange guy in the neighborhood, and you know.
If you don't have a strange guy in the neighborhood, though,
he's got a bunch of kids, and
do
I know
you live
I'm
in a
gonna piss him
neighborhood?
No.
Do you have like a memorable strange neighbor from your past?
Oh,
in
yeah.
my neighborhood? I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Just in general.
Many.
I grew up in Richmond Town in Staten Island.
So you didn't have any freaks?
No. It was all old people.
Old people can be
Because I didn't
freaks.
have anybody to hang out with other than Paul, who lived behind me. And it took me until like 4th grade to like start doing that shit. But as like a little kid, you know, like 2nd grade, I didn't have no friends to hang out with my block.
No, we had.
What about when
ran
you
into traffic?
Not when you were an adult, even. Because I had like a cool older neighbor in college. He owned his house and I rented,
Well,
and he would be out playing with his dog, and I'd be fucking chuffing darts,
I love my parents.
and we'd
so
be hungover
Mom,
together.
Dad, I know you listen to this, but like they just always hated the neighbors and just didn't teach me this way of like how to be neighborly.
Your mom is currently yelling
She'd
at
just
the
be like,
podcast.
this motherfucker, this did
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
this person, this stupid wall, Charlie, this, all this,
Sure.
you know, Helen across the street, she's nuts, and it was always like, okay, I guess all the neighbors suck. So now that I have a house, I didn't know what to do. Like I gotta wave to these people or talk to them.
It's even worse now because you're in the Midwest.
The hard thing about waving is when you're in a neighborhood, like my neighborhood, my last neighborhood was more like in the city, but like waving was totally a thing. This new neighborhood is the exact neighborhood you'd expect where waving would just be standard protocol.
Right.
Only about 50% of the people wave back.
That's crazy.
Kind of pisses me off.
I
I'm just
wave-
Like,
I wave on-
Janet. Fucking wave.
I'll wave on any block.
Nah.
Yeah.
If I don't even live there, but if someone's on the street and I'm
in
driving,
a residential neighborhood.
yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm not waving at people downtown. I'm not a psychopath.
Why people waving talking to you? Like when I first moved here,
It's the Midwest.
walking
It's
my
Midwest.
dog, people just start waving at you.
Haven't you
I'm
watched,
am I
like,
in
the Truman
parade?
Show?
I know, but it took me a while to realize that. Like this is
Sorry,
weird.
not everything is New York, Joe.
And then we go to the Casey's neighbor, Neodache, and just driving by. You just have to wave at everybody.
You
It's the-
have
it's just
to.
drive. So I like practiced it. That was just the kind of like, yep, hi. And
Oh yeah,
hi
you
to
gotta,
this
you
guy.
gotta perfect, my father-in-law.
Hello?
My father-in-law lives in the country, and he's an old cop. So like his goal in life has always been to get out of the. He was a Chicago cop, get out of the city, and like settle down, you know. So they moved to a lake house down by St. Louis. Now they're back up near Chicago, like a farmhouse. But he knows. Not only does he know everybody's name, he knows everybody's business, like what they're doing, why there's somebody at their house. Like he will walk. They live like a mile from their neighbor, and he'll see like a delivery truck and just go over there. What'd you get today? Like that's it is like, and then,
okay, so he's
and that's
just
normal.
So he's nosy.
That's nosy.
Very nosy, but everybody else does that shit too.
Yeah, and he lives, and that's in Illinois.
Yeah, but hour and a half south of Chicago.
Listen, you know as well as me, that doesn't fly up north.
Well, okay, so
people are still private up north, but
yes,
but they're nice.
So I'm from Minnesota, northern Minnesota, about 2.5 hours north of Minneapolis, and when you ask people, you don't. Nobody gives too much information. Nobody asks too much information.
Exactly.
How you doing? Good, and you? Take care. Unless you get into a conversation, then it's usually pretty surface level shit. Then the Scandinavian and all of us is just too private. You know, it's like
truly
you don't need to know my shit.
Yeah.
But the thing I think is funny, and this drove my wife insane when she first moved up there, is the passive driving is through the roof. Like if you get to a stop sign, it is almost a guarantee someone will try to wave you through no matter how much earlier they were there than you. Like there's no aggression in driving. There's like they rolled up to it at 20 miles an hour. You roll up like 5 seconds later. And they're like, oh no, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
I got to tell you, I hate that shit.
Me too. It drives me insane. But
it.
I grew up that way, so I
Yeah.
didn't realize. It wasn't until like I started traveling and stuff that I'm like, oh, these people drive like fucking the way I want to drive.
Yeah.
Well, except for here in Kansas City, they're terrible driving. But
What are you gonna do?
Get sideswiped by somebody.
Listen,
texting. I saw a truck yesterday just like violently jerk its wheel into the fucking guardrail and miss it by about 6 inches.
Oh,
so
shit.
It was coming off an exit on the 169 North. It got to the point where it's fully in its lane, and there's a full shoulder and then a guardrail, and out of nowhere, this is like a 2010 GMC truck, just violently turns and just shoots over into the shoulder, damn near hits the thing, jerks back, and just drives like nothing happened.
Well, that's what you got to do. It's like it's like if you trip on the street, you got to be like, no, I'm cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm totally fine.
Totally fine.
I did that on purpose. I'm checking my steering
I'm trying
sensitivity.
some dance moves right now.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't know what I'm listening to.
What was the other thing I want? Oh, do you guys have? I'm trying to get like your Halloween passed.
Oh yeah.
Do you have like a cool costume? What's your best costume?
I always had shit costumes because I was poor, but the best, or not the best, the most memorable Halloween of my life was definitely 1991. Because we got the biggest blizzard in my entire life on Halloween. It snowed for 3 days. We had like 9 feet of snow.
Nice.
The next day, I had to, like, Duluth is a big hill, kind of like San Francisco, but, micro, But everything goes up to the top of the hill. And our house was across the street from a park. But because it's a hill, there's a big retaining wall there, probably 10 feet tall, 12 feet tall, something like that.
Okay.
Because of the drifts, all the snow at the bottom of that wall was 10 or 12 feet deep.
Yeah.
Because it just comes
Yeah,
up.
you just climb up it.
Well, that's where our car was parked.
Underneath it?
Underneath it all. Like
Oh.
that song. And the... don't know why that came out.
Wow. All right.
But yeah,
That was good.
I remember like I think we had like a shovel and or something. I was super prepared living in Minnesota. And that day, I spent the majority of the day trying to dig out our car. That didn't work. And then my mom and I had just started cross-country skiing. Both my mom and I had. And we had to cross-country ski to get groceries.
Wow.
Because we were stuck in the house for like 3 or 4 days. I mean, it was like this was not a single day at this
That's
point.
some northern living. My dad
Yeah,
grew up in North Dakota.
crazy.
Has a story about driving to Fargo, getting caught in a blizzard, and the drifts getting so bad under the overpasses
Oh, yeah.
that cars would just stop and people would get out and throw their bodies into the drifts to loosen them up, and then a semi truck would drive through it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And he was wearing a short coat and no underpants
Why?
because it's the 70s.
Sure.
Okay.
It's all warm, but no underpants.
Okay.
He gets to Fargo. He has to do that twice. Gets to Fargo, gets into the shower, screams, and then immediately gets out of the shower. His body was so cold. He was probably like close to frostbitten.
Oh man, no thanks.
You can use your brain, but I mean
That is
I have been
awful.
instilled from youth. Always wear a coat. If it's cold, wear some long underwear.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or at least regular underwear.
Wool socks,
Or just
boots.
wear pants.
Yeah.
No, but you gotta get
No.
you gotta get a
layer
coat.
up, dude.
You gotta get a
layer
coat
up.
that goes
I know,
past
but I'm
your
saying
butt.
like
Yeah.
your story is extreme. You
You-
don't
no,
have
but
any
Can I
pants.
counter by doing the exact opposite?
Getting a coat that doesn't go past your butt.
No, jumping in Lake Superior in the middle of the winter. Done it twice. It sucks.
Ooh.
It's like
But
that's like a thing.
It's a thing.
That's like a thing that they do everywhere that it's cold. They're like,
Yeah.
today's
Polar bear. It's the polar bear plunge. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the National Be Cold Day.
Yeah, I think we did it for.
Nightmare.
I think we did it for Special Olympics or March of Dimes. It was 2 separate times. So I don't remember. One was one was the other. But I think it was Special Olympics.
They do always seem to be
Olympics,
linked to fundraising events.
Yeah. Like I raised like $325 the second time I did it or something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, same thing. You go into a hot tub afterwards. That's there. You kind of sit in that because it's kind of like this big, you're all cattle moving through this whole process.
Sure.
So you start like this tent, this like ice house type thing, and you take off whatever clothes you don't want to get wet.
Right.
So I was just like basketball shorts and a tank top. I believe I did it in an Amir tank top the last time, or Amir jersey, basketball jersey last time I did it.
Dude, rock.
So it's like me jumping in the water. I'm like in the newspaper and it just says felon on the back of my shirt. Like, sure. And
Hell yeah, why not, man?
jump in, you get out, you go into another little room, you get in a hot tub,
Okay.
and you're in there for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and with that, let your body temperature come back up, dry off, they give you a bunch of free clothes, and then you go out, like eat like a potluck or some shit. So
That sounds cool.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
But
it was
at
worth
the
it.
same point, I would never want to jump in that because that's like literally my nightmare.
It is the coldest. Water can't get colder. It is like
While still being water.
while still being water. Right? Yeah. So it's a trip. But
Listen, people pay good money to do that now. LeBron James.
apparently, what's his name? Who just signed to Tampa Bay?
Who just signed to Tampa Bay?
Yeah, the football player. The guy. He was.
Listen, you're supposed
he
to
was
know
on the
more.
Steelers for a long time. Antonio Brown.
Oh,
Sound like
yeah,
me
yeah,
right
Antonio
there.
Brown. Yeah, right.
You know, Steelers for a long time.
Antonio Brown.
Brown.
He did the cryo chamber thing and like fucked his feet up real bad.
Oh, it fucked him up?
Yeah, like something. I don't remember if he like stayed in too long or turned it up too cold or what. But he went in barefoot. He just went in barefoot and forgot to wear the sandals, and like
Ouch.
frost bit his feet.
Oh, baby.
And his feet are very integral to his.
He needs his feet.
job.
He runs.
Yeah. Turns
People
out.
getting hurt. This was this season?
No, this was the beginning of last season. This is when he was supposed to be a Raider, and then he fucked them. Then went to
Oh.
the Patriots, and then turns out he like isn't good to ladies, and
What?
yeah.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's he's a shitty guy.
shitty
Just
dude.
get rid of all the
Yeah. Allegedly.
lady
Allegedly.
Oh,
shitty dude.
that's
Just
what's
get
true,
rid of
allegedly.
Like, why we keep them?
know.
Oh, he sort of hit his wife.
So,
Well, sort of broke his kid's arm.
okay. So speaking of like people who I guess I don't know, I just kind of don't have a good opinion on, but I don't know why I don't have like one thing that like really like latches into my brain of like, oh, this guy sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Did you listen to any of that Kanye thing on Rogan?
Absolutely. I numbed my brain.
When did that happen?
This is on
Saturday.
Saturday.
I did not listen to it yet.
I gave it all of a. So I listened to podcasts at like 1.5 speed. So I think I gave it 15 minutes, which is probably realistically like 25 minutes or something.
Sure. I should have listened to it at 1.5 because he is a slow speaker.
Yeah, and when Rogan's high, he's pretty slow too. So I can't handle most podcasts slow. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I felt I was exhausted.
Really?
20 something minutes into it, I was exhausted. I was just like, dude, what? I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck they're talking about. Because it is.
It's
I
hard
got
to
the point where he's
hard
like
to parse.
he's appointed by God to be the president of the United States.
No, he's appointed to be God. He's appointed by God to be a leader.
Okay.
He never once expressed why specifically
Okay.
the president. And Joe Rogan asked multiple times. Joe, the big issue about this Rogan Kanye thing is that Rogan is normally a very chatty host
And asks good questions.
and asks good questions, and
Yeah.
he just kind of sat there like this and was just like, "So Kanye, tell me about why you want to be president." And then Kanye would be like, "So the thing you have to understand about becoming the president is that president has root in prez, and prez is a short," and then just like,
Dude, it was.
it's like some ancient,
Is
like,
he off his meds again?
yeah. Like has tweeted about
because
it.
he's talked about that. What was
Well,
that?
and this is like post pissing on the Grammy and like all this. Like he's going through it, and he has been going through it.
And I can't imagine. I mean, in full disclosure, like just to preface anything I say, other than that, very talented human.
Incredibly.
Cannot imagine being as successful as he is, and what that does to your psyche. I cannot imagine hearing shit talked about you every day, everywhere you go. Cannot imagine. His wife is obviously very much in the limelight. They couldn't really escape it if they tried. So I can't imagine what that existence.
I mean, and you're leaving out to me what's the most important part of Kanye's like fall basically is like he's with the fame being unable to like focus on getting better. He like blames himself for his mom's death and shit like that. Like he's going through it, and so I sympathize, but he's also so famous that there's nobody that he employs or is friends with that is going to be like, you need to chill out. He has all yes men. No.
Why doesn't he have someone he respects, like Jay-Z or something, say like, yo, bro, stop?
I don't think Jay-Z cares. I don't think anybody that you would think could get through to him cares enough. Which is a bummer to think about abstractly, because it's like I think of Kanye as like a famous person, but also I'm like, damn, if that was me, that would suck.
Yeah.
I just wish he would have.
I got to become friends with Kanye.
We got to do it. This is exactly. Everyone should be nice to. I think the way to get through is if everybody was nice to him.
What if I'm just like, hey Kanye, why you fucking up, dude?
He won't answer. He'll be like, fucking up has roots in kung fu king up. And then we'll free us
because he doesn't do diets.
Yeah, he'll just
he does livets.
Sure.
I can't do a diet because it's got the word die in it, so it's a livet.
That sounds like some OCD.
I don't know if he actually said that, but I wouldn't.
Did.
We'll see.
And
I believe that.
On that. He was on that talk show. Was it David Letterman? Yeah.
Oh.
When he sat down with David Letterman. David Letterman's a fucking saint.
Have you watched?
And he just sat there.
The new ones?
Okay. It was a new one.
No, the newest ones.
Oh,
it's got like Dave Chappelle, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I haven't seen the newest lineup of those.
I was never
like
one
of those.
I was never a Letterman guy.
What?
No, I was
a Leno guy.
I grew up being a Leno guy, but was really always just a Conan guy. And so I just was on NBC.
But Conan was like late night,
right?
So you could be both.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Never got into Letterman. Never got into Letterman.
Well, it wasn't
I
it?
hate Paul Schaefer or whatever his name is. Like that guy bugged the hell out of me.
I just hate it. I didn't hate Leno.
I hated
Leno.
I
didn't like Leno. I
like Leno.
Think about this. What do you talk about this? What do you think about this?
After a while, it got old.
The one everybody lost me at Fallon, and even Colbert coming into the Letterman spot. I'm a huge Colbert fan. Like I love Colbert as both everything he did on the Colbert Show, and I think he's just comedically just a super funny guy. I do like his monologues more than pretty much anybody else right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the talk show format anymore. So if I'm gonna I'll catch the monologue the next day, and then that's good enough.
See, I'm the opposite. I like the talk show format. I
don't give a shit about celebrities.
I don't either, but it's candy. It's whatever. Yeah. I'm similar in that I loved Colbert. I think the satire that he did, incredible. It got to the point where he couldn't do it anymore because people were basically so dense that they were forgetting that it was satire.
Yeah.
And then
it is a problem when satire becomes reality.
And then he had to swing the entire way back to actually how he feels. Mm-hmm. And now it's just fucking preachy. And I'm on his team, and I'm just like, dude, shut up. I don't know.
I see, and I don't.
Seth Meyers is the same way. I'm just like, you can't make your whole format. It's a late night talk show. It's supposed to be dreck. It's supposed to be nothing.
Right.
I'm not saying don't put, politics are important, so don't ignore it. But like, that's Seth Meyers and Colbert's whole shtick right now.
Kimmel's super political too.
Yeah, and it's all that, and I'm like,
Seth Meyers just sucks.
Seth Meyers was great on SNL. He's so funny.
He's a great guy.
He's so funny.
Don't want to watch him 5 days a week.
No, definitely
I don't want to even watch Saturday Night Live 5 nights a week.
I watched Saturday Night Live for the first time in I don't know how long this past weekend.
Yo, Adele?
I haven't seen her live in years.
Adele what? Like,
she looks great.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna go what the hell, and I was gonna agree because like her bits were weird.
And her bits were really
the singing thing
weird.
that they had her do was weird.
I like Okay, the singing one, the Love Island or whatever the hell.
The Bachelor, but
Bachelorette.
she's playing herself as Adele,
I
and
thought
she's
that was
like,
cute.
idea.
It's very SNL, like if we go with that. But some of the other stuff, I was just like, man, this is not hitting.
the Horny Island one was very funny, mainly because she kept breaking.
That was it.
And that's funny. That's why even Jimmy Fallon, people would get mad at him for breaking. I always thought it was funny.
Yes.
It's never like Fallon. Fallon's just annoying to me. I don't know.
You know too many guys just like him
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah. But it's not even that. I don't know. You're not that funny. Stop laughing. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know guys like that. I know guys like that.
So the political thing doesn't bother. Now I do agree. I don't like Seth Meyers. I just don't like his delivery. I don't like his shtick.
It's the same thing every time.
Yeah, I agree.
You
with
literally
that.
can watch one episode.
But
and be
I
like,
do
cool.
like Colbert, and I do like his political side of it. So I'm a fan. But I also am. I've come from that. Like I'm a huge fan of John Oliver. I'm a huge fan of.
John Oliver's awesome.
Yeah, I love
his
John Oliver.
team.
Oh, they're great.
I think that's really the thing, though, is like.
But it's way more of a political show to begin with.
Exactly.
You know,
Stephen Colbert came into Letterman's spot,
right?
right?
From a satire funny show, we had to change
That
everything.
was political.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then instead of, I thought he was going to leave all that shit, and he was just.
I don't think it's in his DNA.
You don't think it's in him to just.
No,
That's which is. I
And they
guess
know what they
that's true.
got. I mean, they know what they got when they hired him. I mean,
It's
he has great
50-50.
ratings.
He had to change. It's not the
Yeah.
Colbert Report.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
I just thought it would be a regular talk show.
I don't
Like
think
he'd do
in this
some
day and age-
goofs.
I think that's why Fallon is not doing well in the ratings is because everybody else is talking about this stuff, and he's the only one that doesn't.
That's true.
You know, I think
Corden
so.
is doing pretty okay though.
I've literally never watched that show. I've seen like
It ain't
YouTube
bad.
clips of like them singing in cars or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that you could tell me that is all that show is, and I would believe you because that's all I've ever seen of it. So, just not interested in his I just don't like sense of humor at all.
The stuff that I have liked from pretty much all the shows, except I don't think I've watched any of the Seth Meyers interviews, but like the celebrity interviews now during lockdown when everything's like serious have been really good. I'll give like most of the late night hosts that.
Did you I haven't watched it yet.
By the way, the number one late night talk show in America should and is Desus and Mero on Showtime.
Never seen it.
It's the best.
oh, it's the best.
All right. Did you see Borat?
Yes,
I did. Very nice.
So
I can say it again.
I have
It's
a very-
relevant again. I
have a
love
ve-
it.
I have a very odd confession to make.
Okay.
I never saw the first one. So many people quoted it so much all the fucking time,
Wow.
and I've seen tons of clips of it and all this other stuff.
Yeah, but
'Cause
you
it's been
didn't. But you didn't see it.
I was so annoyed at the time. You and I talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't
about,
watch
like-
Bruno because I thought it was going to be like, it was just like gay bashing.
Right, like I didn't get Bruno's shtick at the time,
But I had a
there
awakening.
was this political journalist element underneath this whole thing,
Yes.
and so I just never gave it the time of day. And then it became years later I started to realize, oh, this Sacha Baron Cohen guy is really, really smart in the way he approaches this whole situation. But at that point, it had already been like 10 years. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to go back.
I
and watch
cannot believe
Borat.
that you missed Borat.
Yeah. And if it's been on in the bus and things like that, like I've seen like 20-minute bits of it here or there.
But it doesn't count.
seems
But
so
this is the
yeah.
thing. It doesn't.
Not the regular Metro bus. You're talking about a tour bus.
the
Just
tour,
wanna put it
yeah,
out
on
there for
tour.
people.
On tour. Yeah. Not,
It's
not,
been
not,
on the bus in the background.
no,
Most
no.
people
I
are
mean,
Wait,
like
what?
on DirecTV in the
Sam
tour
takes
bus.
the bus?
The magic of Borat when the very first one when it came out was for me, and I mean it's been what 10 years,
14.
14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2006.
So yeah, so I'm 16. I don't know. I didn't watch the Ali G show. I didn't know. My dad knew who Sacha Baron Cohen was because of the Ali G show, which satire on HBO, whatever. You
Which
could-
I watched a little bit of years later. I watched some
and
Al
it's still so
I just
funny.
watched the one where he interviewed Trump about ice cream. He's like, I got a business idea. And he's like, ice cream that doesn't drip. And like, Trump just gets pissed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
And so, not knowing anything and then going into Borat blind, basically, that was the magic. And I feel like that's why it was such a phenomenon because everybody, unless you watched this weird HBO show, you went in fully blind.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, Borat 2 does not have that magic.
Right.
But because of that.
But for me, it sort of did because I just never got to experience it the way that everybody experienced Borat, the first one. So
Yeah.
Right,
the
but
second
you
one was-
have context for Borat now.
It's a caricature.
Exactly. So Borat 2 is more. It's like a mixture of scripted like a plan, like a story.
Mm-hmm.
And it, Borat 2 has a nice, honestly, kind of a nice little message in there about doing what you feel is comfortable and not being told what to do by the, that kind of stuff. Being true to yourself. And then at the same time, he's still dressing up like Trump and hoisting a woman over his shoulder. Michael Pence, I have woman for you. How does he get in these places?
He got in there 5 hours earlier. Had to get up super early in the morning to put those prosthetics on. Like they set him up or whatever. And then he went there 5 hours earlier, got through security, and had to hide in the bathroom for 5 hours.
They show him getting dressed in the bathroom.
That was fake with the mask thing because he had already had that stuff.
Well, yeah,
on.
he has to. Yeah,
so it just made that feel that way.
It's edited crazy, and that Rudy Giuliani shit.
Yo, they just said that on SNL.
Man.
The best investigative journalism is happening by Borat. That's when you know the world's going to shit.
Listen, Borat's relevant again in 2020, and that is enough of a red flag, I think. But I personally think it serves a purpose.
What did he say? The stuff his shirt in his pants or whatever?
Yeah, he said he was tucking his shirt in.
Get out of here.
No.
Listen,
no.
I've tucked my shirt in a lot of times. And I've never needed.
Ain't chubby.
We
all have that problem. We gotta kind of shift it to get it in there. He ain't.
Listen, in the wise words of the Benji twins, the Madden twins.
There you go.
Shake it once, that's fine. Shake it twice, that's okay. Shake it 3 times, you're playing with yourself.
Yeah, I thought it was shake it twice. Gotcha.
Do you know those guys are still hugely relevant in Australia?
Yeah, didn't one of them marry like a Australian model or something?
Like that.
And the other one married Dancing on the Ceiling.
What?
No, Nicole Richie.
Nicole Richie.
Not Lionel Richie.
Yeah, but
yeah.
We're getting there.
Sometimes it takes me time.
No, I get you.
It
happens to me too.
Hook it.
We go down a lot of paths, so sometimes you can't. You're not fresh with your neurons aren't there yet.
Yeah, I mean that's my whole life. That's why this podcast is perfect. How the hell did we get here? I don't know. My brain don't work.
Yeah, I literally don't remember.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised with the Borat thing. Even my wife, who normally,
excuse me, my wife,
I'd probably butchered that.
No, I think that was good.
My wife never is into those kind of things. She kind of just hates this really over the top, campy or silly, or cringy. And we both really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It was worth watching for free on Amazon Prime.
That girl needs to get an Emmy, because she to find another Borat in that sense, to be that character,
she's
have that straight
crazy.
face.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah.
It's fucking. And apparently, they were saying on an interview that her first audition was to do that in front of other people. They already talked about it and cool, we got to do this live in front of, see if you can convince people that you're real in character. And
amazing.
They did, I think they had 500 other people they tried to find this all around the world. And this is her second or third movie or something like that.
I mean, you got to think about it too. Borat's just
I hope we see more of her.
It's the top tier of prank show.
Yeah.
It's as good as the medium gets to me.
Yeah, I mean,
him and Eric Andre.
I hate prank shows. So,
but not prank shows, not
punked or.
Yeah, no, but I mean when you're pranking people by pretending to be
you're in
Jackass
in disguise.
That was the magic of Jackass to me. Is you see these guys throw their body into spikes.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy. That's funny. And then they're pranking each other, and that's funny. But when they would dress up as
a grandpa,
the grandpa, and fuck with a whole restaurant of people, that's the best.
Yeah.
And Borat does that on a scale unimaginable.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
But 14 years later, he's so recognizable still. How do any of these people not fucking know who he is?
I don't know.
I know they addressed that in the first scene of the movie.
And he had a TV show for a little bit.
Borat?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
There was Sacha Baron Cohen did as a different guy. Because remember he got some senator to be he did a video where he was this is a children's gun safety video.
Yes, I do remember this. Because he was huge everywhere for a minute.
For real.
What is that movie? The General or whatever.
The Dictator.
The Dictator, yeah. That, Bruno, that TV show, obviously Borat.
Ollie G.
All coming out of Ollie G.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He's definitely an interesting guy. He was originally supposed to be Freddie Mercury in the
Which I did not know that until yesterday.
He would have been I don't know. Rami Malek did a great job.
Oh God, he
but
killed it.
I'll never forget. My whole beef with the whole movie is like, they should have just got a guy who could sing for real. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't my beef.
I think it's only because they won some awards, and I remember being upset. I don't remember what they beat, but I remember being mad.
So next week on Tuesday, we will be doing this as like voting comes in. It'll probably be too early to have any sort of understanding. I mean, hell, we might not know who wins 2 episodes from now.
It's going to be December 23rd when we'll know.
Yeah,
it's going to be forever. There's going to be so much bullshit.
So last week when we talked about this, or maybe it was the week before, I don't remember. I was still of the opinion that Trump loses, and I don't remember if it was you or if it was Andy, but I remember somebody at the table, if not both of you, was in the camp of Trump probably wins just cause it's 2020.
You know what? There's a weird thing.
I'm even stronger in my opinion now that I think Biden wins. Like I think I've creeped up about another 5% in opinion.
I realized the other day that Trump's not going to go away, whether he wins or loses.
No. He will be just as influential and annoying as not being president.
Trying to run,
but he won't have executive order anymore.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like
that's the big.
Are we
going
to have to do this again in 4 years if he loses?
He'll be 82.
No,
he's already 82, isn't he?
Here are the facts.
74, I think.
If he loses, he dies within a year, just from being alive. Like his body just deteriorates. Right now,
he's one of those. No, he's one of those guys that's he's gonna Dick Cheney type. He's gonna get the third.
No,
he's gonna get a fake heart. He's gonna just keep ticking away.
See, but Dick Cheney has been a robot since like 1972.
No,
he's like a Westworld robot.
I thought he became a robot during the Bush administration.
Oh, I don't know for real when he got it. I just have assumed
he doesn't have a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know.
He has a motor in his heart.
Yeah.
That works the same way a heart does, but it does not have a heartbeat. So
yeah, he has a pacemaker.
No. A pacemaker continues to make your heart work.
Oh.
He has an artificial organ that just pumps blood.
Oh, that's cool.
But because of that, it does not make the same whoa, 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 whoa noise. It just...
What, does it do like the beat from Rosanna by Toto or something?
No. It does the theme song to Rosanna. But anyway, do you... Where you guys at? Do you think it feels like it's more Biden now?
The vibe online feels very Biden, but also I know that's false sense of self.
To go into last week's podcast, the Biden sign scale, it's actually gone up even more.
More Biden signs. I only have.
I think about 70%.
The huge Trump signs on my way to school to drop my daughter off at school are gone. I don't know if that's weather related,
interesting,
terrorist related. You know,
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he had a change of heart. Decided that his hundreds of dollars in Trump signs need to come down.
Sure.
But a new Trump flag did go up by me. So, but they're loud and proud. More Biden signs have gone up though than like I said, I've only seen the one Trump sign, and then we have the Ward Parkway Republican who had a Josh Hawley one 2 years ago and had a Trump one 4 years ago. Has a Biden one this year. I think that's a little indicative of some of the turning of the tide.
I mean, and it'll come down to also, and it's beaten to death by now, but it's just about voting.
Yeah.
Because like Texas or something had more votes early than they've had in any previous election.
Something like that, yeah.
Total.
And if they go blue, it'll be the first time since 1976, I think is the number. It's 76 or 72.
And like that would be crazy.
That would be wild.
And I'm as far as like the weird Northeast and like Rust Belt areas,
gets a little squirrely.
But I also it's like, I don't know. In my head it would make sense that they would want to go Biden because I see lots. Again, when I was watching SNL live, you're forced to watch political ads because that's all the commercials are right now.
I've seen so few because I don't watch like TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's been a couple that have hit me on YouTube maybe.
Oh, you watch a lot of football though.
Yeah, but I watch it. I stream it.
I don't see. I get it on football when I watch with my antenna, and I gotta fucking mute it because I'm like, yeah, Barbara Bollier. I already voted.
I don't even know who that is. So when I watch football, I do Red Zone on Sundays, and then but if I do go to a specific game, it will show me some commercials.
Sunday ticket still working?
Sunday ticket works great.
Great.
And if I do, I'm trying to think which ones are which. The NBC streaming through the NBC app through my Apple TV, I think only shows me online commercials. Like they don't show me the regular
Nothing local,
nationwide or local. They show me ones that are specifically bought for the online package. So you get like the same 4 commercials in repeat the whole game. I think. And Monday Night Football, I know I'm not getting local. I get the national commercials on ESPN on Monday Night Football. But then when it goes to local commercials, it just cuts to like a jazz song and the ESPN logo. You nailed it.
ESPN will be back in a moment.
They don't have no audio, no
No,
voice.
it says it.
Oh yeah, it says it under the ESPN logo. Yeah. And I don't think Thursday Night Football has any commercials at all. So when I stream it.
Well, no, because you're streaming it on Prime, right?
I stream it through NFL app.
Well, then yeah, probably not.
So you can do it through Prime, NFL app. I think you can do it through Yahoo even. But yeah, it's all over the place. But so I haven't seen any of that through sports, and then I personally don't watch Hulu,
Okay.
and so I imagine there's probably some ads there.
Mm-hmm.
And I watch a couple shows on Netflix. Haven't seen, obviously there's no ads there. I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't get ads in my YouTube.
Sure.
I only when I'm logged into the Plug Your Holes YouTube do I accidentally see ads. And yeah, that's it. So I've been kind of like immune to the whole ad thing, you know.
Well, you're only going to get them on terrestrial TV, and then occasionally Hulu. But like if you have
Doesn't
an
that
ad,
seem like a huge mistake? Like there's got to be there's a lot. I know there's a lot of people out there like me who don't ever see that stuff. That's got to be a huge like problem for these campaigns. They're like
no, because they're I can you can like with campaigns that are not ads,
misinformation and what have you,
shit like that.
Yeah.
Propaganda, if you will.
Yeah.
That's on either side. It's just disseminating it, quote, organically is going to be the best way. And you really don't have to try because you have very vocal people on both sides, on every side, for everything. People are mad about something every day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's what makes the internet fun.
By the way, anybody listening, I have two quick things to say. One is, I know this sounds kind of, I don't know. People say like whatever motivational shit or Zen shit or whatever people say things like this, but I think one thing that has done an immensely good job of keeping me from getting mad at a lot of things is why let somebody else, especially somebody that you're mad at or disagree with, why let them control your emotions? Like why you're punishing yourself for somebody else doing something you don't like. So I understand feeling like I understand not liking that somebody did something. I understand disagreeing, but like getting mad and like putting yourself through that pain or whatever doesn't do anything to solve the problem. And so like I've always tried to be, and this is a learned skill. This is not something I was born with. This has been a long life of getting mad and hate and being mad that I was mad. So that's that. And you look like you have something to say, so I'll wait to say the other thing until you say what you say.
So with I don't know. To me, I'm never mad that I'm mad. Getting mad is therapeutic in that, like, I'm going to be mad at it regardless because it does not, whatever it is, if it doesn't align with my worldview and I think it's bad, I'm going to get mad at it. Now, not posting the last election, 2016, on election night, I got so mad and I drank a whole bottle of whiskey.
Katie cried. I was with Katie at the bar, and my whole goal is I promised 4 years later that she would not cry again.
Exactly.
So I'm going to make sure Katie
do it for Katie.
Does not cry.
Hashtag do it for Katie. But like being mad to me isn't the same as despair, which is what's going to bother you like for long term. Yeah.
So I guess like feeling like the seed of a negative emotion, I think, yes, therapeutic, understanding that I have an opinion about this and this is not good.
And then you can go,
and then ask yourself what I can do with that feeling, not just rage into the ether or like that. So I guess like what I mean by that is, you shouldn't be an automaton. You shouldn't, whatever, But one of my favorite lines from the newer Star Trek movies, and I'm probably going to misquote it, but when Spock's home planet was blown up, and he said, if it would best serve the crew for me to wallow through the halls of the ship, then let it be. But in the meantime, I'd prefer to be getting something done.
Right.
And that's kind of like I think a more I guess a stoic or pragmatic approach to take to it, but. And then the other thing completely unrelated to that, use the word propaganda. Do you know where that word comes from?
No.
Propagandists were a division of the Catholic Church in, I believe the 300s. And they were Catholics that would go out to be missionaries and pretend to not be Catholic.
Oh, so they would pretend to be converted?
They would pretend to be another sect of Christianity trying to convert people into what would inevitably be Catholicism.
Wait. So they were like,
I'm not Catholic.
we're Dathlics.
And then would be like to like other guys and be like, yo, have you heard about this Catholic thing? That type of thing?
Sure. I don't know their exact practices.
Gotcha.
This is like 1,600 years ago, but
Undercover
that
Catholics.
is where the word originates.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it, no, I was going to try and make a propaganda joke, but I didn't know how to link it.
Don't do that.
Nope. Did you have something to say?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
As far as being mad about situations and
Being mad online specifically. I think being online's the perfect place to be mad, but then also fleeting, like making like it's you can use it in such a way that you can be mad and then then let it go.
And you feel like 100 people or 1,000 people or 10,000 people will know I'm mad.
But also 10,000 people are also mad with me, which helps.
Yes.
When you're like, oh, I'm not the only person that's mad, which it can feel like sometimes. You can sometimes feel like, oh, I'm the only person that gives a shit about this.
yeah.
And then you go, oh, 10,000 other people are also mad? Cool.
I just have that built into me that I think that like I've realized that everyone has their own opinion, and even I never feel alone in any way I feel, because I know that there's somewhere that,
yes,
you know,
yeah.
because if people believe if the world is flat, someone's gonna be on my side on how I feel and other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I don't know. With this election that we're in right now, I really hope people are just starting to wake up to the bullshit, and the people that are extremists in it are just gonna let them be, because those people exist, and what are you gonna do? It's part of life. But I feel like it's that middle grade people that caused us to be here, which is those people who are like, yeah, I voted because I really didn't like Hillary or whatever. But I feel like those people, like, including if my mom's like, yeah, I registered Democrat now and I'm gonna vote. I know that means something, because in the past, my whole life, she was like, well, I voted for Tricky Dicky, so I never voted again. You know?
Damn.
So this means something if someone like my mom is waking up, and, you know, other people that are like, I was on the fence, and it's not a joke anymore.
It feels like there's more on the table.
Definitely.
Yeah, for a lot more people.
So I really feel that there is a possibility that it's not going to be like how Hillary won the popular vote, and that's not going to happen. It's going to be 60-40 type situation.
Right.
You think it'll be definitive?
Yes. My only thing I'm worried about
Transfer of power.
It is still easy, unless it is 80-20. I feel like Trump's going to make something happen where he's going to somehow repeal that, and you know, this new this new judge that you know was just voting, Amy, you know, which everyone's talking shit on her, that she's an awful human being. I don't like the idea that as a woman she, you know, is against certain things that you know, just puts women further down, whatever. But at the same point, people then just, you know, the chauvinistic approach comes up, and it's like, see, all women suck, and it's like, fuck off.
My thing is, okay,
you know, so she could be okay. You know, she's not the worst
we don't know.
of the
My
evil beings.
I'll go on wax saying she's not.
But with
that
that said,
it's highly unlikely.
I'm worried that she's going to be part of that problem with this voting situation, and you know,
likewise,
I think we're going to see something we've never seen before.
Well, we'll be able to test.
It'll be unprecedented.
We'll be able to test this experiment we call democracy one more time, and yeah.
We'll be live on Tuesday.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't necessarily. I can't say much about the somebody at the Supreme Court having a different set of ideals or things than I do, because they are a representation of whoever appointed them, who is a representation of whoever voted for that person, who's a representation of this country. What I will say though is that I think there are certain things that hang in the balance. Not trying to be hyperbolic. And that the TV show Young Sheldon has been on the air longer than Amy Coney Barrett has been a judge.
Yeah, that bothers me.
That's a huge issue, mainly because Young Sheldon is a terrible show.
It is terrible, and the fact that it's still on the air is a really big problem that we need to discuss. But
yeah,
let's talk about that next week.
Yeah,
please. I hate that show.
you know, we call the show how the hell do we get here? But sometimes, you know, that can be a double entendre or have multiple meanings. And I often reflect at I'm somebody who loves history and all this other stuff, and I often reflect on how the hell did we get here? You know, the
here in history.
Here in history. You know, how did we get to a point where the Supreme Court appointee is one whole thing, but at least I feel that we followed the letter of the law on that one. How do we get to a point where a system, you know, seemingly doesn't want to work for anyone? How do we get, Senate going on recess? You know, in the middle of a crisis that the world has never seen, days before an election, in probably the strangest year, or at least strangest time in my life and almost anybody living's, probably since the Great War, if not, or maybe Vietnam. It is a strange time to be alive, but I remind myself that there have been a lot stranger. There have been a lot scarier. We are sitting here in a studio that is delightfully comfortable, talking on microphones about what we deem as the problems of the day, and I'm thankful for all that. So hopefully America comes out and shows that this thing still works and that we can make some real change here. And if not,
we had a good run.
We just have to keep going. You know, you got to be responsible for you and yours, and try to be the best contributor to the society that we can be. And
the worst thing that could happen is just 4 more years of chaos. After that,
there's way worse than that.
At least
it's all the stuff that comes with that.
At least it'll be gone after those 4 years. There's no way it can be. You know, it's solidified. Like there's no way we're gonna get a third term of Trump. Except his sons start running.
I wouldn't go as far as saying there's no way, but I will say yes. You are the likelihood of. And I don't want to be like conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I'm just saying, like,
that's the only silver lining.
Powerful people have found ways to stay in power for all throughout time, and so I always question somebody who has too much of it.
No,
yeah, but
he's
also
not powerful. The only reason he's powerful is because he's this idiot at the top. Yeah. Once he's off the top, no one's gonna care.
No, I understand. No. Dude, trust me. Even if he loses next Tuesday, even if it's decisive,
because he could possibly come back, he's still gonna have power.
No, you're gonna have.
No, he'll have more power, not as president.
He has
power of opinion.
He has a base of power in people's minds that is very powerful. I hate when people use the Hitler comparisons. I'm not trying to say that he's Hitler.
Yeah, my grandma.
But I'm gonna talk about people. I'm gonna talk about the masses. Mussolini rose to power, and Hitler rose to power, and a lot of these populist nationalists rose to power. Stalin's that's a little trickier one. But these people who moved to power in these populist moments have a way of tugging on the heartstrings of a nation and a group of people, taking a crisis, taking advantage of it, calling out a common enemy, and manipulating the masses into what they want them to be. And so we are not that time and with that person in that place, but we are still that same species. And there are a lot of people out there who look at anything but that as a abomination to the American way. So he is just one person in just one place, but so were those other people. So was Pol Pot. So was Stalin. So was Saddam Hussein. Not trying to be a bummer, but know your history.
But listen.
Why do you hate the Hitler reference?
You want to talk about...
I hate the Hitler reference because I think it is overused. I think that it loses all of its meaning, and I think that it gets used.
He's not Hitler.
He's not Hitler. There's no doubt.
Hitler killed fucking 10 million people or something.
But I think
6 million Jews, and he actually killed way less than Stalin and Mao Zedong.
I think the only one that the comparison makes sense is the way he was able to rope people in. Because they were in a country that were doing shit at one time,
but that's exactly what happened with Pol Pot. That's and he killed a third of his entire country.
Yeah.
And you would get fucking killed in the streets for wearing glasses. I mean, the killing fields it's insane. So yeah, obviously it's a dark spot, you know. And the reason I always want to, you know, it is okay to compare anybody to anybody. That's fine if you feel that there is a direct comparison to be made. The reason I hate the Hitler one is because a lot of times you just sound stupid by saying it because of all the other people who've come out before you and said it, even if your comparison is legitimate. So what I just want to preface with: remove Hitler, remove Nazis, leader, people, populism creates problems, and that's my bigger concern, is that there is a very, very devoted base that is unlike anything I've ever seen in this country, and unlike anything I can recall. You know, there was not.
Well, yeah, the last time it was this bad, we weren't alive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all, you know,
the last time
we only have 9/11 to compare anything ever to, you know, in our generation, other than, you know, the war in Afghanistan. But like, it didn't affect us you know, it didn't affect us individually. You know, life just kept going on. We had a couple of friends here and there, and other than that, but the only thing that really affected the world would be September 11th. So something like this is the only thing we have to compare to and look at history through.
But even if you look back in this American experiment, we have we have never had a truly populist president, in my opinion. Nobody who has been the identity of a group of people, you know.
I mean, I don't. Within the country or in general?
In the United States, as one of our 45 presidents.
You don't think that we've had a president that? I mean, they wanted George Washington to be king.
Correct.
I mean,
and I actually
I would say like the first 4 to 6 dudes.
No, none of them, because people didn't like him enough. But George Washington, I did hesitate a little bit when I said that, because George Washington, some people did want
George
him to be
Washington's
king.
there. John F. Kennedy, as far as what the people.
I don't think he had the cult of personality like Trump has.
Dude, there are still people who have JFK pictures in their house.
But you also have to remember that he was assassinated.
By the government.
I know. Well, yeah, that's a whole other story.
It's the right story. I think he's the last one, and that's, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Presidents from 2 to 44, no one had that cult of personality. No one had that base that was like, when Trump says I could shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue and they'd still vote for me. He was right.
Yeah.
I don't think we haven't had another one of those. We don't. That's the thing that gave Saddam Hussein his power.
Yeah, but it's also hard to compare because we've never had an overtly evil person running the show. Overtly evil.
I'm Nixon.
No, I don't.
Not overtly. He still tried to play the.
And he was also,
I'm not a crook.
I'm cool. I'm good.
And even if you look at what Nixon did, he was objectively following his principles, and a lot of people didn't like him. He was just the right guy for the job at the time. And it really, the reason Nixon even won in 68, 68. The reason he won in 68 is because Lyndon B. Johnson decided not to run for re-election way in the last minute. And so the DNC had to scramble to find somebody to run against him, and they found Hubert Humphrey.
Hubert Humphrey.
You know what I mean? And not enough people were behind him. Like there wasn't enough time. Richard Nixon had ran 3 times for president prior to this. You know what I mean? Because he'd ran against Eisenhower, ran against Kennedy, and ran against Kennedy or LBJ in 64. So it's, you know, and he won re-election. I mean, like, so, you know, he won re-election in I don't know who he ran against in 72, but anyway, the whole point is that wildly unpopular with a huge chunk of the country, and really it was only the war hawkish type people who wanted him to stay in because of our involvement in Vietnam at the time.
But I mean, since then, it's been kind of grim.
But I just have this idea is like any president before 1950 was for the people.
Absolutely
like
not.
Because
Absolutely
it was all.
Not. Herbert Hoover was like a straight up
president.
KKK guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the same masses of people because everyone back then was racist to begin with.
But like they didn't have like in all seriousness,
you know what I mean?
They didn't have the populist movement behind them the way that Donald Trump does. Like you could say a little bit about like
the whole. I mean, and also it didn't help. I think I kind of see what you're saying, but the whole country was pretty fucked up.
They were fucked up. They're like, we don't want black people. They're like, this guy's on the same page.
But I mean, like, that's literally
the same thing as Trump.
That is functionally a different country than what we live in right now, though, because there have been like,
millions.
I think there's been stuff signed since then.
Yes.
When's the last time we added an amendment?
1992, I think.
Before that, then.
1977, I think.
You know what I'm saying? Like every time a new thing gets added to the big paper, I feel like things change. Civil rights movement to me is the defining line.
So anything prior to that?
Prior to that, everybody sucked ass. FDR was there for 4 terms.
4 terms. Yeah, he died in his 4th term.
They could have, if he hadn't had polio and died, they would have just kept voting him.
Yeah. I mean, he was wildly popular because he got us out of the Great Depression.
He was a president for 4 terms.
4 terms. Yeah, he's the only president to ever serve for more than 2.
How did he do that?
They kept him for a 3rd because the war was still happening.
Also, there was not technically, even though George Washington set precedent,
it wasn't illegal yet
to have 2-term runnings. It was not a law, and I believe FDR made the law.
Yeah,
either that or Truman right after him did. So this has gone down like a total history rabbit hole.
Wow.
But I
think it's important, especially going on.
No,
right now.
It's an important.
This is the time to talk about it.
But I really do think the cult of personality type thing. I think there are American figures who have had that, but never at the scale of Trump. I think George Wallace had that. I think that. Now I'm going to feel like a dummy. The leader, the president of the Confederacy.
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson Davis had a little bit of that, I think, and I know Ulysses S. Grant and a lot of the Confederate generals after the war did.
Hold on, Ulysses S. Grant was Union.
Robert E. Lee.
U.S. Grant is a hero. Yes. Watch the History Channel. Grant special is amazing.
But I don't think that really since George Washington we've had a president that is and not only a cult of personality but one that is so large.
It's hard to chime in because I understand, but I don't have like the facts on that.
No,
you know what I mean? It's like it's very interesting to be like, because my ideals like is thinking like anything prior, to civil rights, that's there, but the other aspect of it that is true, and I don't think anyone's looking at it that way. Enough people are. Not enough people are viewing it that way, and I think that's a problem.
Politics are mostly about policy. You know what I mean?
Well, this is also the big thing. The screaming red light in my face is he's also the first internet president.
No, I think Obama's the first internet president.
Obama got elected in 2008. The internet.
Yeah, but
I remember the way
emails,
he won,
all that stuff, text messages.
Yeah, the way he won, like they that was all anybody was talking about in 2008.
Really?
Was how he was the first, because you got to Plug Your Holes is already a brand by then. You know what I mean?
True.
People said that he was the first president to take advantage of social media, he is not the Twitter machine that is Donald Trump.
Well, then that even makes sense. If he started it, and then Trump is the
evolution of that.
The evolution of that, and
then on top of that, a very successful mouthpiece for
hate.
He's
the big, and so now, I mean, I don't think we're gonna really be able to get a handle on any of that shit until some shit changes with the big apps, the big 3 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Amazon, Facebook, Google, Twitter by proxy as like the fourth brother.
And I'm sure 4 years from now we'll have some more people we can talk about.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay. We have one more week of waiting and then maybe some more weeks of waiting after that. But for now,
please go vote. If you haven't, listen, if you're lazy and you don't know where your poll spot is and you need some help, email support@plugyourholes.com or Joe@plugyourholes. I'll help you.
Yeah,
we'll Google it for you.
Fuck it.
Because there's people like, I don't know where to look for. I want to help you figure that out. So send me an email. I'll help you. I'll take a minute. Be like, oh, you're in Wisconsin. What's your zip code? Over here. This is what it says. Go try.
If you're in Wisconsin, your zip code begins with a 5.
See, he alrety knows. You might not
We're
even know your
already
zip
here.
codes. I mean,
we
we
know
get
so
enough
much
orders
about
where people put their address in the email spot, and then they put they put their zip code and the phone number. So I understand. Sometimes people need help.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
definitely
let's help them.
Go vote. You can still vote early. You can vote day of. Mail your ballot if you haven't. You can still mail it. Again, think of it like rent. If it's postmarked, you're good.
You got to postmark it by the 3rd at midnight.
Yep.
Which also scares the shit out of me because I'm afraid they're going to be like, yo, we got to wait for all those things to get in.
It's going to be a busy night.
Oh, yeah, they're going to do that. It's going to be a whole thing.
It's going to be like 7 weeks.
But listen, you got to think positive. We just had some weird I want to end on positive note. Shout out to Chile. Shout out to Bolivia. They voted. They're changing their own games.
Okay.
New constitutions. New, non-dictator presidents and shit. They're really making changes. We
Shout
can
out
do
to
it.
Halloween, up to 50% off all plugs right now. Plugyourholes.com.
Yeah. Positivity.
Right, get out there and vote. Have a great week. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Let us know if there's something like you'd like to hear us talk about, something you want us to go down a rabbit hole on, and be safe out there and stay warm.
Young Sheldon next week.